Good morning, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to day 5 of our journey to Saptharishis. We have Rashmi with us, and who is going to connect. Rashmi is connecting us to the Divine Mother every Friday through Devi Bhagavata Parayana. She's here today to give the wisdom about Jamadagni Maharshi. Welcome, Rashmi. Over to you.
Thank you, Swan. Yes. Good morning, everyone. So, again, I'm so blessed to be a part of this Saptaha that we are doing on Saptarishis with the energy of the Guru Purnima that's coming from our Adi Guru. So, let's bow down to, again, Shiva, the Adi Yogi, from everything, from whom everything started, and who cannot exist without his Shakti. So, the Shiva Shakti Swarupini, Lalitama, and all her manifestations to Parashakti, Parabrahma, however we might want to connect to the unmanifested form, and again to the Gurus, without whom there is no bridge between us and the God, and to all the Gurus in our lives, right? Like we have live Gurus, we have our Gurus who have taken Samadhi, and we have gurus in nature, and we have gurus in everyone around us, and the Guru Tattva within ourselves. So, including our breath. So, let's humbly bow down and thank. Let's not take the doership of anything that we learn today or anything that we read through, because everything is Guru's blessings. So, let's start off with, again, to all the Trinity and to all the Devas. And let's start off with, again, with a bow to Saptarshis too. So I'll do a quick shloka here and we can go to Jamadagni Mahamuni. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmaya Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Mahaganapatiye Namaha, Sri Saraswatiye Namaha, Sri Padavallabha, Narasimha Saraswati, Sri Guru Tattathreyaya Namaha. So today what we are going to do is, again, there's so much we learn from each book, right? When we do Swadhyaya, when we discuss Satsanga, and even when we do Puja, or when we do meditation. There's so much that comes in, but the beauty is how it impacts our life. How much can we observe and how much can we implement, right? Because that's what also decides our spiritual progress. So, today, when we are learning about Jamadagni Mahamuni, like there are multiple dimensions that we look at, but I'll go with the honest effort, humble effort of putting everything together. Right. So first thing is we are going to learn about the background of the Muni. Who is Jamadagni Mahamuni? What are his characteristics? What does he stand for? What can we learn from this Mahamuni's entire life? So so I'm going to zoom in the slide that I'm going to talk about. So the first slide is Jamadagni Mahamuni, right? So who was this Mahamuni? He's one of the Saptarshis and he's a great Brahmarshi. The moment we say, he's a great Brahmarshi, automatically that means that discipline, right? You can't go to that level if you don't have spiritual discipline. No matter what path we catch to, like, anything, right? Dhyana, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, right? Anything we hold on to, we cannot go to that meditative state unless we purify our chit conscious, our body, right? Body, mind, and we align ourselves with our soul, our higher self, right? So all this is, we will focus on some qualities. Maybe we don't hit all the Arishad Vargas here, but whatever we hit today through this through what Jamadagni Mahamuni stands for, we will try to imbibe that with Amma's grace. So then he was born in the Brigu lineage. We will get into these details more. And then he's a master of Vedas and Yagnas, particularly Yagnas, right? Tapas and Brahmagyana. Ultimately, the path. Now, this is all Dharma, right? So when we say somebody is doing Vedadhyayan or Puranas, somebody is following a righteous way to live, that is nothing but they are being dharmic. They are following Dharma in life, right? And then known for his immense patience, forgiveness, and commitment to Dharma. So, forgiveness, art of letting go, right? Oftentimes, we hold on to something that, that we cannot forgive even ourselves, not just other people, right? Even when I say forgiveness, when we use the word, we often think it's forgiving others. But we very often forget that forgiving is even ourselves, right? We are also humans. We are prone to doing some good and some bad, right? So how we also need to learn to forgive ourselves. And then patience. Patience also is here, means he has immense patience, right? And then he's the father of Bhargava Rama, Bhagavan Parashurama. He's the sixth avatara of Lord Vishnu. So again, this is Chaturmasa, and we are getting to see another avatara of Lord Vishnu, Parashurama, a very, very close and very intimate devotee of Lord Dattatreya. And so we are starting off with, this is the very high level summary of who is Jamadagni Mahamuni, right? So then let's get into the Muni's details of the lineage. We said he is from Brigu lineage. So Brahma, Lord Brahma, and then Manasaputras, right? Brahma had Manasaputra. Here it is Brigu Maharshi. Ruchika Maharshi. We heard about Ruchika Maharshi even in one of our favorites, Devi Bhagavatam. Ruchika Maharshi is the son of Brigu Maharshi, one of the sons. And Ruchika Maharshi got married to Satyavati, right? If we look here, Jamadagni Mahamuni, he was born to Ruchika Maharshi. Now, if you look at the family tree in the center slide, Ruchika Maharshi got married to Satyavati. She's the daughter of Gadiraja, right? So if we recall, there is a story that a katha that or upakatha that we heard in Devi Bhagavatam. So Brigu Maharshi comes down. Satyavati is a Kshatriya princess, right? So father of Jamadagni Mahamuni, but she had a very sattvic. Usually Kshatriya clans, they have rajasic qualities, right? All of us have the three qualities, right? Like sattva, rajas, and tamas. But at any given point in time, one of these three qualities dominates the other two. Now, which one we make dominate, it depends on how we control our senses and everything, right? So, and that is the beauty, everyday war we have with ourselves. So, again, Satyavati, when she got married, she's a daughter of Gadiraja, and when she got married to Ruchika Mahamuni, Bhrigu Maharshi actually goes to their house to see his daughter-in-law. She serves him so well that he is so pleased, and he grants her a boon. He says, ask daughter whatever you want, right? And she asked for not only herself, but also her mother. She says, give me a very sattvic son, and for my mother, give her a great warrior. And the Maharshi is Bhrigu Maharshi is very happy, and he says, you know what, you are so selfless. You also asked for your mother. I'll give you two sweet rice bowls, payasa bowls. Go give one to your mother, and one you have it yourself. So when she puts it aside to take it, her mother, thinking that the rishi might have given something more powerful and more auspicious to his daughter-in-law because she would continue his clan, she switches the bowls. Right? And then later when Bhrigu Maharshi comes, he realizes that, right? They all have Kalgyan, right? Divine wisdom. So he realizes that, and he tells his daughter-in-law, you are such an innocent person, but you got fooled by your mother. She swapped the bowls. So now you will have a Kshatriya, right? And then she cries. She'll be like, no, I want somebody who is fully sattvic, a Brahmin, right? And then, she tells him, father-in-law, you can do anything, any wonder, right? And that's when the father-in-law says, okay, your son will be sattvic, and more of like Brahmin qualities. But Brahmin again is anybody who is, pure in our conscious, right? So your son will be sattvic, but your grandson will have more of a mix of Kshatriya qualities. So that's the story of Jamadagni Mahamuni. So imagine when Bhrigu Maharshi himself said that the son who will be born will be very, very sattvic, right? So imagine to what extent Jamadagni Mahamuni has patience, he's dharmic, and the forgiveness quality, which we will see in a couple of examples that we will go through in going forward, right? And then Jamadagni Mahamuni, he married Renuka Devi. This Renuka Devi is Amma herself. right? Renuka Sandhya. So in Datta Darshanam, Lord Dattatreya himself says that, he says to Lord Parashurama that Renuka Mata is Parashakti manifest, right? Parashakti herself. And Renuka Devi, this is Ashada Masa, the Bonalu and all we do in different type parts of India. They are all Renuka Amma, Illamma, Pochamma, and also like all the Ashada Masa Ammavari pujas, it's all Renuka Mata. And Renuka Mata and Jamadagni Maharshi, they had a total of 5 children. And then the first 4 are all Romanvan, Susena, Vasu, Vishwavasu, and the last one is Bhagavan Parashurama, the 6th incarnation of Lord Vishnu in his Dashavataras. Now, we'll learn more. Look at this beautiful um, one, the center picture here. So this one clearly explains, right? Again, Parashurama also had Jamadagni Mahamuni, his life was centered around simplicity. Ashramavasam. So all the Saptarshis, some foundational elements are there, right? Because they are very forgiving, like unconditional love. And then they are very simple, simplicity, because they are all very sattvic, right? Because the more riches we get into, the more entangled in life we become, right? And then we are seeing, so in a life, in anybody's life, there are some core components, right? Like you have your family, that family composition, family of birth, family you get married to, and in Grihasthashrama, your husband, your children, your parents, your siblings, and then you have, so if, out here we see the most prominent features of this Maharshi, Yagnam, right? We see that right there. He was a Dharmanishta. And then his Kamadhenu, right? We see it, he had a Kamadhenu. We will get more into those details now. And then we see Renuka Amma there. She is like a very, with her Pativratyam. She was a very chaste and pious woman serving her husband. And she is the Parashakti incarnate herself. And then we have Parashurama, the Vishnu Avatara, 6th Avatara of Lord Vishnu. So we see everyone there. We see how strong and valiant Parashurama is. So we'll get into more of these details now. Now, what happens is, so we see here the Sabala. Sabala is the Kamadhenu that I'm focusing now on slide 4. Sabala is Kamadhenu of that Jamadagni Mahamuni had. So there is a great emperor. Again, we will get into more details in Datta Darshanam too. Kartaviryarjuna. We are all familiar with Kartaviryarjuna because he's a 1,000-armed god who was born with 2 weak arms. And through his Guru Bhakti and Guru Seva in Sahyadri Mountains to God Datta, he was given the boon of both Bhukti and Mukti. He is the most favorite to the God Datta in the disciples, Kartaviryarjuna. And there is also a saying that whenever you lose something, if you tell the Kartaviryarjuna mantram, you will find it. And Jaya Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta is the slogan that Kartavirajuna actually created in praise of God Datta. It came from him, right? And then Kartavirajuna, what happened was the emperor actually, he was actually Sudarshana Chakra, who came down, right? He did something. So I think he did he because of the ego that sprouted in him, right? He was actually cursed by Lord Vishnu and he took birth again as Kartaviryajana, right? So that is the story behind his reincarnation. But in this incarnation, Kartaviryajana, what happens is he was born with very like 2 hands that don't work. And then, but again, it was Lord Datta's promise to his father that he'll be born. And when he was born, both parents were very worried. And then he goes to Lord Datta and he prays for it. He's such a humble soul that he says that I cannot be a king with 2 weak arms, because when I am that, my subjects, the people, how can I save them? And if I use them to save them, that is not good because I'm not doing my duty as a king. And eventually they'll all laugh at me. right? So then he goes with that willpower and he gets the blessings of God Datta. And again, Datta in his own characteristic way, he puts him through severe tests. But again, he's very compassionate and he gives him both like a lot of worldly boons too. Like, you'll get 1,000 arms, whatever he asks for, right? So that's why when we go to Guru or God, we should be clear first what sankalpa we are taking, right? We should go with that and we should ask wholeheartedly to receive the blessings. Now, how does it relate to Jamadagni Muni? So, Kartavirya, no matter how much he tried, there is always the samskaras that we bring in, right? So, this life, he was all fighting against the little ego or pride left. So, then when Kartavirya goes to Jamadagni Mahamuni, he humbly bows to Jamadagni Mahamuni first, like we see here. And then what happens is he says, I'm leaving the ashram. Jamadagni Muni tells him, no, don't leave. You have something and go. Atiti Maryada, right? We take care of the guests who come home. Have something and go. He'll be like, how can you feed? He keeps thinking in his mind that I have such a huge army that I brought in. How can I feed him? Right? How can he feed all of us? And then he calls Salaba, right? Sabala. Sabala is the Kamadenu that Jamadagni Mahamuni has. He calls Sabala and he's like, he treats Sabala like his daughter. He tells her, Sabala, these are all our guests. You have to take care of all these people, right? In a very kind way. And then Sabala creates so many food particles, palaces, that this within a blink of an eye, that even Kartavirya is astonished. And all his subjects, all the soldiers keep saying that this life here with the Muni in the ashram is easier and it's a lot more, luxurious than my current job. And his ego gets hit. What he does is he goes to Mahamuni and on his day of departure, the next morning, he asks him, can you give me Sabala? It's apt to have a king like me. It is fit to a king like me to have her, right? And then Mahamuni says very clearly, Jamadagni Mahamuni, that he does not have any right to gift or give away Sabala. Kartavirya forcefully takes Sabala away, and all through in his mind, his conscience keeps telling him that this is not correct. Then here is the forgiveness virtue of this Mahamuni. He lets go. He does not fight back. Sabala cries holding the Mahamuni who is like her father. And Mahamuni also gets very emotional, but he hugs her tight and he asks her to leave with the king. So this is the first and foremost very heart-touching example of the forgiveness. Not everything in life happens in the way we think. And reason of that could we think is the people around us or the circumstances. But we are here to learn a lesson. So we should accept what comes and we should treat people with unconditional love, right? So forgiveness, that is one of the virtues, one of the pillars of foundations of dharma, righteousness. So Muni, Jamadagni Mahamuni very clearly showed that. And then again, Kartavirya takes Sabala home. And then Mahamuni, again, he goes back to his tapasya and yagna and everything, and he goes on with that. Then next one was, then what happens is Parashurama, Jamadagni Mahamuni. So if you notice here, he remained calm, the fourth bullet on slide 4. But when the king's son, he comes back, he actually um, um, Parashurama, when he comes back and realizes this, he goes crazy and he goes to Kartavirya and brings Sabala back. Now listen to this. What happens after that? The soldiers and some of the people in Kartavirya's army, they become mad as to how could this be done. And then again, when Parashurama is not in the ashram and when Jamadagni Mahamuni is actually doing penance, right? They go and they behead, they kill Jamadagni Muni, right, to take the vengeance. What happens after that? Parashurama is anger incarnation when it comes to breaking dharma. I quote it here. He's not anger because of ego. Parashurama is anger only because when dharma is broken, right? So when somebody is not following dharma, so he goes ahead, he takes pratigya after performing the last rites of his parents, because Renuka Devi also goes through Sati Sahagamanam, and Dattatreya Swami in Sahyadri, she asks Parashurama to take her and her husband Jamadagni's body to Sahyadri Mountains, Sahyadri Mountain Range, which is Lord Datta's Nivasam home. And there, Dattatreya performs the last rites of his parents through Parashurama. And after that, he takes a vow. His mother tells him, after our last rites are performed, that's when you have to do this, not before that, right? He takes 21 rounds around the world to kill all the adharmic Kshatriyas, right? And then this is Parashurama avatar. But after that, he gets a disgust as to why did I kill so many people? There were some kids also in that. And that's when he takes the Jnana Upadesha from Lord Dattatreya and gets into severe penance for renunciation of his sins and to attain moksha. So this is Parashurama. So when Lord Vishnu himself went to a guru in any shape or form is needed for everyone. Even Amma in Devi Bhagavatam says that to see in Devi Gita, to see her Virat Rupam, we need a guru, right? The cosmic Rupa. Now, this is the center, the slide 7 we see here, right? This is the greatest lesson. And I thought reading this and creating this, being an instrument to create this information, I thought this was quintessential. The center of Jamadagni Mahamuni. Always we think we need to control anger. If you go slightly more deeper, right? How do you control anger? There has to be some tool, right? Because like in one of the Telugu movies, there is a favorite joke which majority of us can relate to, right? Venki Asan. Some people actually do that, counting 1 to 10. So there have to be some tools and techniques to control anger. Jamadagni Mahamuni and Parashurama, what they showed us here is ego-driven anger is very dangerous. Because, and even Amma in the Devi Bhagavatam today, we saw that, right? Like it is ego. Ego is ahankara. Even my guru, Sri Ganpa Sachidananda Swamiji, also had a pravachanam this week where he said two karas, ahankara and mamakara, right? Ego and attachment are dangerous. So we have to slightly let go. Does it mean that we have to become like an ascetic right away? Maybe that's not our path. We are all in Gruhastha Dharma, right? So we have to be there, but not overly attached or possessive. Attachment is of, anything that is controlled, like King Janaka says, anything that is controlled helps us, right? Anything that goes beyond control, it becomes an obsession, possession, right? So ego driven anger needs to be abandoned. It leads to suffering, right? So when something becomes conditional, when the other person or thing doesn't meet your condition, then it becomes a pain. So why all that calling upon ourselves, all that suffering, right? So and again here, ego driven anger, it arises from pride, attachment, or personal insult. But what is dharmic anger? Dharmic anger is you are ready to protect dharma. Now, oftentimes, when you are ready to protect dharma, that means we have slight knowledge of what is dharma. Because without knowing it, you wouldn't be aware of protecting it, right? So, to know dharma is to know all how to control Arshad Vargas, what is good, what is bad, right? So, once we know that, and constantly, we all can relate to the word eruka, right? Constantly, we have to make sure that we are following the right path and stand for that path even if it is difficult. If you think you are right, and if you are in doubt, you can question your guru, you can do satsanga, you can clarify that doubt, but try your best to stick on to it. So that is the very, very, very strong message from both Jamadagni Mahamuni and Parashurama incarnations, right? That stand for dharma. Anger, we have to transform it. We have to change it. If you are angry about it, don't be, killing yourself as to how to control it. First, no enmity, forgiveness, right? But how do I change the situation? How do I transform the situation? Solution oriented thinking, right? Even in our day to day work at work office, we are being coached that no problems on a silver platter. When you are clever enough to find out the problem, we are also clever enough to figure out a solution. That might not be the best, but what happens is in that small or big problem, that issue, that setting, we try to solve it. We bring in the positivity. That is very important. So this was a very, very powerful lesson I learned while I was preparing this content was he shows us, if you read that yellow box in the middle, Jamadagni mastered this fire within. Jamadagni is fire within. This is not like the dialogue we had in movies like Agni, Jamadagni, no, right? Like this is more, right? The fire within. How do we transform it? How do you use your anger to actually find a solution and to stand for righteousness, dharma, right? And that cannot happen till we forgive. If something goes wrong, find a solution is possible only when you don't keep complaining. And when do we not complain? When we love that object or that person or that setting, right? Without condition. So again, he shows us how to transform inner fire into righteous action without losing inner peace. Now, the beautiful a beautiful explanation of this is there is this incident in Lord Parashurama's life, right? This again shows how Parashurama also went through the same thing. So Jamadagni Mahamuni, one day Renuka Mata, because she also has Kshatriya Amsha, she sees a king actually taking shower, or sorry, enjoying in a river with his, wife, and, everybody will be doing all the sapariya sevas. For a second, she thinks, oh wow, what is the life of a king, right? And then she comes back. Jamadagni Mahamuni again, he has this Kalgyan, right? So from his tapasya and severe penance. So what happens? He realizes that she was away, and in her mind, for a second, this thing happened. He becomes very angry, right? And then he says, when his sons come home, all the five, one after the other, he's like, kill her, kill her, kill her, right? First four say, no, that she's our mother, we cannot do it. Parashurama, taking his axe, famous axe given to him by God Shiva, he kills his mother in an instant. Jamadagni is shocked, and he goes and hugs him immediately, and he says, take a bone, right? I'm very happy. You adhered to my word, Pitru Dharma. And then Parashurama says, can you bring my mother back to life? And then Jamadagni says, you not only have the valor, means the strength and quick action, but you also are very, very intelligent. You know your dharma, because it took you fraction of seconds to just follow the pitru agya, and then you took another 1 second and even less to bring your mother back to life. So he says, Rama, you will go to great heights. You are a nice combination of dharma, strength, physical and mental aptitude, mental intelligence, right? So that is Parashurama for us. Now what do we see here? In trouble, do not get overwhelmed. Think and act, right? So again, a quick recap of what we learned. So tapasya, right? So again, all the Saptarishis, they show us that tapasya, right? And again, dharma. Dharma, this is my all-time favorite in life. Dharma is upholding righteousness. Kshama. Kshama is forgiveness. Brahmagyana. Now, once we do all this, Brahmagyana is not another destination, right? Like a flight takes us or a train or bus takes us from one destination to other. No, it is how we do the journey that takes us automatically to our destination. So once we follow a dharmic life, everything will come to us, because every situation in our life, we will try to take the right path, right? So that is Brahmagyana. And then again, self mastery is control of mind, speech, and senses. And again, Dattatreya also, Lord Datta, he says very clearly that anger is the most dangerous of all the Arishad Vargas. Anger is only one letter away from danger, because in anger, we can do anything, right? Right? I mean, we can show our pride, we can hurt people with our words, we can do everything. So let's, from this moment, resolve in our minds to take the energy and aspiration of Jamadagni Mahamuni, his blessings, to transform our angers into rightful things. Now, a quick, very favorite, one of the favorite slides here. So again, scriptural message is tapas and Brahma Tejas are superior to worldly purpose, because he's very simple, right? We have to make sure that no matter you enjoy anything worldly, we don't have to renounce, at least I don't have to renounce yet. But again, I mean, we have to, that is our ultimate path. So we have to be always conscious not to overindulge. Adharma, arrogance, and greed always lead to destruction. Forgiveness is strength, but protecting dharma is duty. Such a beautiful sentence, right? You can forgive. Forgiveness is your strength. but protecting dharma is duty. So Sanatana Dharma is all our duty. The story teaches the balance between kshama and krodha. When to be angry also, we need to know. Like, when your kid is going in a wrong path, you just can't say, oh, that's okay. I mean, I'm like, cool, right? It's physically and practically not possible. So how to show the anger in a right way, not in a destructive way, but in a constructive way, right? All that is also very important. How we transform the anger to do the right thing. Now, lessons. What do we learn from all this, right? Master your anger. Do not suppress it. Transform it. This is one of the by far sentences I have read in my life. Stand for dharma even when it is difficult. We are so tempted. Nine of our friends want to do something that our heart says we shouldn't do. We go in that route because, okay, who will become that odd person out? No, we should stand for our dharma. When we know we are right, when we know we are aligned with our guru or our highest self or our Ishtadevata or our God, whatever we learned, we should stand by it. That is our dharma, that is our duty. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha, right? If we protect dharma, dharma protects us. Use strength only in the service of righteousness. So, particularly to the needy people, seva and all, do that, right? Use that. Forgiveness is strength after justice, not weakness. So, again, Swamiji's pravachanam this week. Oftentimes, some person, they are unaffected. You tell them like 100 things. You say like, oh, you did that, you did this, and all. They don't respond. We are like, oh, he is not even, such a dumb head. He's not even responding back. But you know what? They actually are superior souls, right? Again, nothing is superior or inferior, but they are ahead in the journey because they know that if not needed, they'll not respond. They'll not even remember that incident. They'll just forget about it, right? Because if you don't forget about forgiveness. If you keep that, ultimately, who is getting in problem? It is us. Because slowly that will transform into anger. It'll spoil our health, mind, and our daily life, right? So again, live with simplicity. Do not overdo anything. Austerity and self-discipline. Like Jamadagni, let wisdom, right, guide our actions. So it is not emotion that should guide your actions, it is wisdom, right? Now, key takeaways. Again, this is a repetition of that. So key takeaways is tapas creates inner power. So make sure that your yoga, your meditation, your puja, we are doing a little bit of everything, or whichever path we are taking, let's do that. Let's not worry about what other paths are doing wrong. Let's only worry about, am I following my path, right? And let's not get overwhelmed. I heard something more superior today. Nothing is superior or inferior. Whatever you are comfortable with, whatever you can do, we have to follow that, right? Tapas creates inner power. Dharma gives direction to power, right? So imagine we meditate, we do puja, but until we know what is right and what is wrong and what to follow, until we are dharmic, until we practice what we experience, there is no right direction, right? Kshama completes righteousness. Again, see, such a compassionate thing, right? So, dharma or compassion are two very important things that will never come into existence without controlling anger, controlling arshad vargas, and all. So, everything, if we follow a dharmic life, if we stick to our path, fully believing that we will get success, that is enough. Ego driven anger destroys, dharma inspired protects. True strength is inner mastery. Through Parashurama, his legacy reminds us that strength must always remain under the guidance of wisdom. And again, then what happens, right? So again, as we know, the human race now that's existing, all these families somehow belong to the one of the lineages of the seven Saptharishis. So Jamadagni Maharshi is the progenitor of the Jamadagni Gotra, followed by many noble families. And then the last one, this is where I liked it. This was an AI generated slide, but it was a Monday. And look what is there on this last slide, slide number 12. It's Shivalinga with trident, Shiva Shakti Swarupam. So, what is that one conclusion, right? Because there's so much we learned today, but it goes back to three things, right? How to transform anger, always stand for dharma, right? There are two things in Sai Sacharita. There is Sai Baba says there are two things, right? One is something that is pleasant. The other one is something that is good. 100%, at least 90% of the times, we have inner voice saying, don't do that. Today maybe you should sleep. Don't stretch it beyond 11, right? But what do we do? Right? So at every time, I mean, like we should do the analysis, not like a detailed analysis and overkill ourselves, but go with what your inner gut, your gut feeling, your inner conscious says. Most often times, that is what aligns with our higher self. So now, in conclusion, tapas is his wealth, the penance, right? Dharma is his life. Shama is his power. That is Jamadagni Mahamuni for us. So again, humble bow here to the Shiva Shakti Rupam that we see. So let's take a bow here and let's pray to all the Gurus and Amma and all the Trimurti and all the Devas, the higher soul, which is none other than Paramatma Swarupam, even our highest self, right? Which is aligned. So we are praying and we are asking Amma to give us the strength and to move forward in this journey. And again, once again, thank you all. Thank you to this platform and thank you for being there. And the satsanga truly helps. And again, let's see, let's see how we can do manana, right? So my sincere request is, as a meeting has a takeaway, I will forward the slide. Please do the reading when you can again. And at the same time, let's see what we can observe. All the wonderful knowledge and the wisdom that the Munis are sharing, using us as instruments through all of us who are talking and sharing knowledge here. I think we should take it to the next level by picking the one or two, one step at a time, right? I learned about 15 things, I'm confused. That state is not better than let me prioritize my top two or top three that I need an immediate work on, fix on, and let's do that. Yep. So thank you all for this time. And Swayam, back to you. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you so much, Rashmi, for amazing wisdom about Jamadagni Maharshi. I really love the words like tapas is the wealth, dharma is life, and kshama is the power. Thank you so much. And friends, let's go into meditation, and later we'll take the comments and questions at the end of the session. With these amazing energies of Saptarishis, Jamadagni Maharshi, please close your eyes, clasp your fingers, cross your feet, and sit comfortably wherever you are. Let's connect to Mahadev and Mahadevi and all the Saptarishis. Take a deep breath in, hold, and release. Again, take a deep breath, hold, and let go. Feel your whole entire body is supported by the earth. Connect to the Mother Earth. Let her take all the unnecessary energy within us. Always throughout the day, we have to connect to the Mother Earth. Bring your attention to the center of your chest, your heart space. That is where the Lord resides in every one of us. That is a place of the soul. That is a place of the Lord. Connect to your heart space. Visualize soft gold color light gently glowing inside your heart. This is the heart chakra, the center of love, compassion, and balance. The heart chakra has 12 petals, my dear friends, and each petal has a divine quality. All these Saptarishis are teaching us about these divine qualities, right? Let us try to awaken them within us. Connect to the frequency of unconditional love. To love everyone, the first step is self-love. Love yourself unconditionally. Only when our pot is full, we can give someone else. When you love yourself unconditionally, then you can give that love to everyone else. Say the affirmation, I love myself completely. And spread this love to everyone else. To your family, to your community, to all the animals, all the trees. Visualize this golden light from your heart is spreading all over the earth. Let us awaken one more divine quality of compassion and kindness. Remember Gautama Maharshi, how compassionate he was. Let us be kind to ourselves and others. Even though people blamed him, he still showed compassion. Let us be with Gautama Maharshi and be with that compassion energies within us. And visualize one more petal from our heart is beautifully getting open with a golden energy. Let us connect to the peace energies. Imagine still waters within you. Be aware of every single thought. Whenever a negative thought comes, just transform. transform it into positive thought. Visualize that golden energy is opening one more petal, one more divine quality within us. Be with the divine energy. Connect to the gratitude frequency. Let us all count our blessings in our life, my dear friends. Only when we count our blessings, then we can connect to the gratitude. And gratitude attracts abundance. When we have gratitude, then we realize what we have is enough. Be thankful for having amazing life. Be thankful for our family, friends. Be thankful to your job. Be thankful for having a house. Just repeat in your mind, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Let us open one more petal from our heart chakra by connecting to the divine quality of forgiveness. Babaji says, forgive. Forgiveness is giving love. Forgiveness heals us when we forgive ourselves, and when we forgive others, it heals them too. It helps us to come out of the guilt. Whatever we have done in the past, just affirm yourself that I forgive myself and I set myself free. Let us remove that invisible weight from our shoulders, my dear friends. Be with your breath. Now, let us connect to the patience, divine quality of patience. Breathe into stillness, my dear friends. Let go of hurry and worry. Everything will come to us at the right time. Trust the divine timing. Have patience. Silently repeat in your mind, I allow life to unfold. Everything is happening for my own good. Connect to Nandishwara to increase the patience within ourselves. How he is waiting for Lord Shiva with patiently. Anytime God might appear. All we have to have is patience. Be with this golden energy and visualize that energy is opening the petals in our heart area. Now let's open one more petal of our divine quality, that is purity. Let us learn purity from water element. How pure the water is, right? And it has the power to cleanse and heal. Let our words be as pure as water so that we can heal others. Like Ma Ganga. Please tell yourself, I'm pure, I'm divine. Let's all remember that we are always pure and we are divine. Now let us all connect to the divine quality of faith, trust, surrender to God. Replace fear with faith, my dear friends. Let ourselves be held by that higher power. Whatever problems we have, just surrender to the divine. And repeat in your mind, I'm safe and protected. Let us connect to the divine quality of understanding each other. Let us not judge people. Let us not misunderstand people. Let us embrace the whole story, not just our side. Now, with this divine golden energy, let us open one more sacred petal in our heart, which is wisdom. And wisdom comes from Gurus. Every day we are connecting to this wisdom from Saptharishis, right? And to open this petal, we have to meditate every day. The wisdom comes within us from our own inner journey. Let us remember to meditate every single day and read books and listen to other people's experiences. As Patriji says, Dhyana, Swadhyaya, Sajjana Sangatya, through which we can awaken this divine quality of wisdom. Let's open one more petal, the divine quality of joy. Let us find joy in everything we do. Let us find joy in giving. The true joy resides in giving, my dear friends. Whatever we have, just give. You have knowledge. If you have money, just share. If you have knowledge, share with your friends. And find the joy of giving. Let us open one last petal, the quality of oneness. Let us all remember we are all one. We are all part of that one consciousness. There is no one is superior here or no one is inferior. We are all unique and incomparable. Just repeat in your mind that we are all one. And visualize that your heart chakra is completely open, the 12 petals now. and it has become a golden lotus flower. Visualize your heart like a golden lotus flower fully blooming. Let this love and light expand through our heart into the world. Let us carry this love and light within us, and whomever we meet, wherever we go, let us just spread this golden energy to them. Let us spread the love, spread the light. Let us see the divine within us and divine in each and everyone. Take 3 deep conscious breaths. Gently bring your awareness back to your body. Whenever you feel ready, just open your eyes with beautiful smile. Thank you all for joining today. If you want to continue meditation, please do so. Or if you want to share anything, please unmute yourself and speak.
Thank you, Sam. Wonderful meditation. Thank you.
Thank you, Manikaru. Guys, if you want to add any points to Rashmi's wisdom today, or you want to share anything, please do so.
Thank you, Rashmi, for for a beautiful session and bringing out that light and fire of Dharma in us to stand for the righteousness, no matter how difficult it is, and um, the compassion that Jamadagni Muni has, and reminding us, we're all walking on this path of transformation. So, how to transform that anger into something useful for us. Thank you for a wonderful session, and Swayam for an amazing meditation, bringing out all those divine qualities and letting that golden lotus blossom in us so that we can share the same qualities to everyone around us. Thank you to both of you.
Thank you, Rashmi Garu. I think Rashmi is in the meeting. Yeah.
I was just on mute. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for summarizing. That's exactly what the point was. And I'm so glad that, it was able to be communicated. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rashmi. We came to know about Jamadagni Mahamani, more information through you. Thank you.
Thanks. And even I learned it. I mean, I think the beauty of it is we learn, and when we present, we also try to, understand what it is, right? Yeah. Thank you.
That's very true.
Thank you, Amma Rashmi. Amazing session, Ma. We learned a lot, especially as I echo what Rajni Amma said, especially about the anger and the dharma and the righteousness and overall oneness, at the end. And you got the Shiva Shakti Tattvam at the end and Nandishvara Tattvam also. So thank you. And thank you, Ma Swayam. Amazing lotus has been bloom, and hope that lotus petals will be remaining with us every minute of our life. So yeah, thank you, Ma. Both of you amazing, and thank you for this Saptarishis, learning so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
think it
you.
is all, yeah, Amma. Yeah, and because it was all unplanned too, right? Because Swayam's thing, meditation also, it was even we didn't discuss any details about it. So I think it is a total vessel container is only us, the instrument. It's all her and Shiva Shakti. Thanks, it.
Thank you, Rashmi. It's a wonderful session and so blessed both Swayam and meditation also. It is such a beautiful way, both connected and learning so much from all the Saptarishis. Wonderful job, Swayam. You and the Joy team are doing, and it is really amazing. All the aspects, whichever were told by everyone, even Rajini, Shailajama, and all the friends and masters shared. It's great learning to rewind ourselves with all the aspects of life. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you, Kavita Garu. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm totally enjoying these sessions, Andy. Really feeling blessed. Yeah, Rashmi.
Yeah, thank you, Rashmi, for the wonderful session. Yeah, I got a message from Ganapat Sachidananda Swami, like Ahankara and Mamakara. That was very like eye-opening
You
message
were
from today.
No,
Yeah,
no. When
thank
we met
you.
Ganpa Satyanarayana Swami, me and Sanjita, he was talking about the same thing, Mamakara and
Yeah,
Ahankara.
yeah,
And
same.
surprisingly, he
Yeah,
was talking about Shiva and Saptarishis. We both were like holding our hands. Oh, wow. Guruji is giving blessings to our program.
yeah, and awesome meditation. Swayam, thank you so much. Yeah, it was very peaceful this morning. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sanjita. Yeah.
And just to add one more thing, like how, all the everything what we do at the end of the day, we're trying to get some peace in our lives, right? So, yesterday was an amazing session where there was like 5,000 people, more than 5,000 people witnessing Bhagavad Gita. And then the new batch was 1,100. And it was interestingly the 11th year of the Gita Yagna. And then I don't know the count, but I'm sure there were almost another 11 to 1,500 seniors that were chanting and everything. It was so amazing that Swamiji, yesterday's whole yagna, he said it was done for the world peace. Whatever the positive vibrations, Gita, by chanting Bhagavad Gita, not through one, but through so many people chanting it together, it amplifies the effect, right? So he said, everything, let it be. It's not just this country, but wherever there is uh, all these wars going on. Let that all this Bhagavad Gita spread the peace to everyone and bring peace in their lives. And that was like what we need today, right? So I thought it was beautifully done, and that how he dedicated it to the world peace for a greater cause. And even in the Gita, like when they were reading why we need to read Gita, they were saying how you take bath every day. This is like the Gita that will, once you chant Gita, it'll take out all the malinam, that is all the bad qualities or the all the dirt that we accumulate through our lives. So this is one powerful chant, because this is not that is written by somebody. It came through the mouth of from the Sri Krishna, right? So directly his recitation. So um, I just wanted to share the divine message from yesterday's. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And even watching it on the television, I did get the, I was able to. It was so amazing. So I was just thinking, how much energetic it must be there, right? Like it's
Yeah,
omnipresent, but being in that auditorium itself, like with so much chanting going on. Yeah, sound is energy, and these, as you said, it's coming directly from Jagat Guru himself, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
The 3-year-old and 4-year-old kids also memorize it and they say that.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
amazing. And they're all in perfect sync.
Yeah, yeah, it was so amazing, And then one other thing Swamiji was telling, like how, we were talking about, we remember all the things that we don't need. That's how we build up anger and jealous and all this negative qualities, right? So he was telling, try to learn this and memorize. But I know everybody will say, oh, Swamiji, my memory is not good. But why? Because you remember things from your childhood, you remember things from somebody hurt you years ago. When you can remember all that, why can't you remember something that you can learn from now? Give your effort, erase all that and then put this new things into your memory. It was funny how he was telling. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Rajni, and everyone. Anyone else wants to share anything? My internet is so unstable. Anyone else? Yeah. Okay, if no one is there, we can call it a day. Since tomorrow is the last day, 7th day. So please do join. And thank you all for joining today. See you all tomorrow.